Okay, in this video we're going to show you how to change out the tires and inner tubes in the back and front wheel of the Stokke Trailz stroller. So this is the back wheel. Flip it over. Open up the ventile. This is actually not the standard ventile that comes with the stroller, but it doesn't really matter. Release the air. And then you're going to use a tool. Very often you have a kit that has two small tools for removing tires. I use these other parts, but it's the same principle. You're just going to work your way around the wheel. And at some point, you can just pull it off, pop out the ventile, pull out the inner tube as such. Yes, this one has actually been patched before. When you're putting it back, you're going to open up the same way. I'm going to release even more air out. Put the inner tube back in. Make sure that it doesn't get twisted as you put it in. You want I'm using the Norwegian word ventile. I don't know what the English word actually is for it, but this little poker thing. So line up with the hole, pop it through, and then you're going to put the tire back in around the rim, making sure that the inner tube doesn't get pressed or damaged. You can even check now that the inner tube isn't popping out anywhere, which it's not. When you pump it up again, you want to look at this circle here, that it's evenly distributed, otherwise you'll wind up with a lumpy wheel. And then attach your pump. As you fill the air, before it gets too tight to move the tire, you can again check that wheel. A little bit more to go. Let's see. Yeah, make sure that it's evenly distributed again around the side of the rim so that you don't wind up with a limping tire. And then pump it up fully. You want to go a little bit more than you would want air. You want it to be hard, but not bulging in any places. A little extra air is okay because you'll lose a little bit as you detach the pump. Moving on to the front wheel. First thing to do when pumping or removing the inner tube or tire from the front wheel is you have to remove this screw. There's a nut on the opposite side. Just want to stick your screwdriver in. A few twists. There we go. Remove the cap. I suppose this would be a nozzle in English. And we're going to remove the air here as well. As with the other wheel, you then use your tools to pry the tire free from the rim. About halfway through, you can start using your fingers. Finish it off. In this case, we have this nozzle that has a nut on it. I don't have my pliers with me. I'm just going to unscrew the nut. Pull it, unscrew off this one. afterwards we're going to do just as with the back tire. I'm going to pop the nozzle through and remove the inner tube. Now, as I said, these inner tubes are in order, so there's no actual need to replace them. Make sure the inner tube nozzle goes through the hole, and that the inner tube is entirely within the rim. And then we can begin to replace the tire. Now, checking that that ring again is evenly flush with the rim. See, to adjust it a little bit. Pulling this nozzle out a little bit. There we go. Going to remove the pump and replace the nut. Go. I actually find this whole nut system kind of unnecessary. Most inner tubes don't have them on them. This one. Place the cap. Now, put the wheel back into the wheel fork and the screw through. Nut on the opposite end. When you're screwing this in, if you don't screw it in enough, you'll see that the wheel kind of wobbles on the fork. So the trick when you're replacing this front wheel on the Trailz is to get it tight enough that the ball bearings can still move smoothly, but that you have no wobble. Just a little bit. If you go too tight, then the ball bearings won't move freely. There, that's good. So, that's how you replace the tire and/or inner tube on both wheels. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you.